BBC Radio Norfolk.
Make a difference.
Now, it's been a lifeline to people across the city, and now it needs our support. The KindaKafe in Norwich has launched a crowdfunding campaign to raise enough money to reopen their doors. Tom Gaskin is from the cafe and joins us now. Morning, Tom.
Good morning.
Tell us about the cafe then. How long has it been running, and how does it support the community?
Fantastic. So, KindaKafe, it's based on Castle Meadow in the Old Pond Shoe Shop, if those of your listeners remember it. We have been running for 4 years. In fact, it was our 4th birthday on Monday, so we launched our crowdfunder campaign to mark that. And the cafe exists really to build community and try and reduce loneliness and social isolation in the city. Before coronavirus, Norwich sadly was up there in the top 3 for worst cities for loneliness in the country, and that can only have potentially got worse as a result of coronavirus. So we're really key to sort of addressing some of those issues that people don't often want to necessarily talk about. But what we do is provide groups and activities, lots of peer support projects where people can volunteer to help others in the community. We have creative writing groups, artist groups, carers groups, a whole range of different provision for people to come and access.
So what impact did the lockdown have on you then, which has resulted in the launch of the crowdfunding campaign?
Yeah, so the KindaKafe is owned by the Missing Kind charity, and we kind of pride ourselves on trying to generate all our sort of revenue through social enterprise. So we have a community cafe, which is on our ground floor. We have our popular hidden history tours that we run in the hidden street below the cafe, which dates back to the 15th century. And then we have meeting room spaces that we hired out, and we used to run lots of different types of events, community events, comedy events, music events, and paranormal investigations, all sorts of different things. And that was about trying to raise the funds to keep the venue going and supporting our community work. And of course, coronavirus and the lockdown just put literally an end to all of that overnight. Sadly, we had to close the cafe in March, and we've been sort of closed since. And we are now sort of like many businesses and charities across the country having to look at how we can adapt. And one of the key issues we face is that with our community cafe, we love our quirky building. It's fantastic. It's got such rich history, but it's quite small in some respects in terms of it's got quite narrow spaces to operate in, and it's going to be impossible to ensure social distancing without making some significant changes. Hence our crowdfunder campaign.
It's such a horrible irony, isn't it, that the lockdown has created a situation where your service could be more important than ever, where community is more important than ever, but the lockdown has had that impact on the service that you can provide. How much are you hoping to raise, and what difference could that make?
So we've launched the crowdfunder campaign. The initial target is 18,000, and that's to help us make the changes to our kitchen and our cafe setup so that we can ensure social distancing. We're going to be looking to take out a partition wall on our ground floor as well, so that we can create enough space to be able to have our community members as well as customers in there to support the venue. We also offer supported work placements and volunteer placements for vulnerable and disadvantaged people who may have been out of work for quite some time, and we'd love to be able to continue doing that, but we can't unless we can create that space where they can kind of safely operate in that space. So 18,000 is our target. We've had fantastic support this week already. I think we've raised nearly about 1,500 now across the different donation platforms that we're working on. We've also got applications in for different grants as well, so we're sort of trying to work on a whole different range of things. And we're also going to be launching a fundraising event where people can have a virtual tour of our hidden street, because that's been closed since March, and we know there's a lot of people who would love to come and see what lies deep beneath our cafe. So on later this month we'll be announcing details of that, and everyone who donates to our crowdfunder will get an invitation to take part in that.
Fantastic. Just tell us where we can find the crowdfunding page, Tom.
So if you head to our website, www.kindakafe.org, that's KINDAKAFE, there's a link on there to take you straight through to the crowdfunder.
Super. Best of luck with everything, Tom. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. That's Tom Gaskin from the KindaKafe in Norwich. That website again, www.kindakafe, KINDAKAFE.org.